You know, if I'm being honest, I didn't think I could get more excited about EA Sports College Football 25. But here we are. I just watched the trailer, and I'm 10 times more excited than I was. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Titans Rundown. I am your host, Micah McCamey, and wow, this is another Friday episode, but I didn't want to do an NFL episode, mostly just because, there's not that much going on right now. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go over what's probably the most popular thing right now. Am I clout chasing? Probably, but the most popular thing right now, which is NCAA Football 25. Wow, that Dynasty trailer was absolutely amazing. You even have guys like, Ryan Moody, who usually is very critical of the game, even praising how deep the Dynasty mode looks. Like, it's honestly kind of incredible to watch, So, anyway, this is going to be probably a little long. I'm not going to go through the whole article because, let's be real, that thing is just a behemoth. So, and if I did that, this would probably be about a 2-hour episode. So, I'm going to save y'all from that, and I'm just going to read through some of the things that caught my eye. Starting out with, we have a new menu. Now, I'm going to have a picture, like, somewhere to the left or to the right of me, but, like, I feel like this menu, it looks very sleek, it looks very nice, and, and it's going to be team themed, like, in the trailer, it was USC themed, but I'll bet you if you pick, like, oh, my favorite team is the Vols, it'll be, like, a Vol themed menu, so, like, and it's an incredible upgrade over whatever the heck Madden has. Like, it's not even, like, an amazing menu, but, like, it's so much better than that dull presentation that Madden brought you, and it's very easy to get through. So, overall, like the menu, but I think that there could have been a little bit more depth, but overall, not bad. Okay, but that may be, but, something that's not even that bad is not the best, isn't the worst thing in this video, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me, because usually, in most, like, Madden-related stuff, that's usually the best thing in the entire thing, something that's decent, but anyway, let's move on to the next thing that really caught my eye, which was, the 12-team playoff. Now, this is more of a real-life thing than a video game thing, but my personal thing is that I am really excited for the 12-team playoff just to come in real life because, I feel like that's going to add so much more diversity to the game. Like, maybe we won't get as many repeat champions, maybe we'll get, like, somebody catches Georgia off guard one night and they can't go to the national championship, something like that. That's the type of stuff that makes me really excited for it because it gives more opportunity for upset, because 4 teams just isn't enough for there to be a huge upset to happen. Last time that happened was TCU and Michigan, and it's probably the only time that I've seen that big of an upset, and that was just because Michigan shot themselves in the foot. But anyway, moving on to something else that I want to say about the 12-team playoff. The representation of it in the game is nice. Like, I found that interesting, but I gotta say this one thing. What's up with the blowouts? Like, I look around the place and I see like a 47-10 game of NC State versus Texas A&M, and the final score of the national title was like 42-20. Like, what's going on there? Like, could someone explain that to me? Because I don't get it personally. But anyway, moving on to the next thing that caught my eye. This is whenever we get into some really good stuff. Pruding. Okay. Wow. I'm gonna put up the picture. Like, it'll either be on my face or to the left or to the right of me. But basically, like, there are so many different features that I find so, like, some of them are so small, but they feel like they're such a big deal, Like, first off, you can send DMs to your players. Like, that's something that I wouldn't have thought EA would have had the care to put into the game. But hey, here we are. And they have a really great and that's just like a part of the depth. Like, you can also go to their family's house. You can send the coaches, or what they call the send the house, where basically you get all your coaches to try and recruit this dude as heavily as possible, go all in on a guy. then there's also, you can check their social media, like scroll through their accounts on like Instagram, Twitter, that type of stuff. That's just like the small stuff that I really like. And I really like that instead of just going with what it was like back in the old days where it was just like points, like it would be like, you can actually look at, you can actually do something that can relate to the player, Me personally, I wish that there would have been like a feature where you can just go full on Brian Kelly and, make some type of other stuff with him, like content creation or something. Like that would have been hilarious. But anyway, yeah, really excited about that. But moving on, there's also the menu presentation in a way. I don't know how to describe it, but like there's this, like, how it's a list of the favorites schools for each recruit. So basically, what I really like about that presentation is the fact that it just looks like NCAA 14, and that gives me nostalgia. So, anyway, moving on, we have about the transfer portal. All right. So from what I've heard, they make the decisions quicker, and instead of it just being like something where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take my time on this, like they make the decision just like that, and also. I know that this has been just confirmed for a long time, but just the fact that you actually now finally have control over who you can go get in the transfer portal is just so much better. Like, I remember there were so many seasons that I would play on NCAA 14, and, some kids would randomly transfer in, and I was just like, well, I didn't need these guys. That was the first thing. But the other thing was that, I couldn't control who I brought in. Like, I want to bring in somebody that would actually, change up the game. Like if I need a receiver, I want to go out in the transfer portal and get a good receiver one. If I need a quarterback, I want to go out into the transfer portal and get a quarterback. Same thing with all the other positions, except for baby kicker. But anyway, like, there's so many holes that you can fill on your team just immediately, just because of the fact that you have control over the transfer portal. And yes, I will probably use it a lot, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm about to be Lane Kiffin up in this place. Like, I'm about to be like light focus on recruiting, heavy focus on the transfer portal. So anyway, moving on. This wasn't something that's like gonna change the game forever or anything, but I just wanted to show y'all this picture. Like, Pack 2, what's going on there? Like, dude, this is just sad. Like, why would you scroll over them? Like, that feels so mean. Like, you're picking them very specifically for that feature. Like, I can't. Anyway, moving on. To the next thing, not, Pack 2 trolling or anything, but like coaching customization. So, like, the options are very like, are looking like modern menu versions of NCAA Football 14. Like, I know that I keep on making that comparison, but it's just my nostalgia, alright? Like, you keep on making that comparison with, like, with that game, and if it matches up, then it's probably going to be okay, at least. But like, my biggest thing was that it still had like the same things, what your schemes were going to be, like what you focused on more. I will say though, like the menus itself and the coach is basically just a reskin of Madden, which is scary, quite honestly. And I'm hoping that we have more customization over our coach, and if we don't, oh man, there better be a bold white dude that I can use, alright? I've already practically made a promise to Josh Pate on Twitter that I'm going to make the Pate State Freights, and I'm going to make a series out of them, win them a national title. So, like, yeah, by the way, that's going to be coming whenever the game comes out. I'm not too sure what the release schedule is going to look like, but I will try to do that. Actually, if anything, if I had to take a guess, quite honestly, I'm probably just gonna I'd probably just live stream every episode, like every Saturday, right? Like every Saturday. I'm gonna live stream on Friday, of course, just because of the fact that like, come on now. It's the first day that the game is going to be out. It's going to be fresh on my mind, that type of stuff. So, yeah, I think I'm going to live stream every episode of that, and y'all will get to be able to see the journey of Josh Pate and the Pate State Freights. But anyway, moving on, after the coach customization, we also have the coaching carousel. There are so many new things to this. Like, there will be coaches that'll leave for the NFL. Obviously, like, they retired and, they got fired. Like, those obviously are remaining because, like, obviously not going to fire a not going to keep a defensive coordinator that has the worst defense in the entirety of college football. And I'm not going to have a defensive coordinator until he's 400 years old. Like, that's just the truth. So I felt like that was kind of interesting. But, like, unlike NCAA 14, you actually have control over firing them. Like, if my coach has dead last defense, of course I'm going to fire him. But it wouldn't let me back in old NCAA Football 14. Like, I couldn't do that, Like, it was tough to do. Or, like, you literally couldn't. And you couldn't control who you hire afterwards. So I felt like that was a big feature that I liked. And also, I don't have a picture for this or a graphic or anything. But the fact that you can pick the offensive and defensive coordinators for that you can pick if you want to start out as an offensive or defensive coordinator, like, come on, that's just fun. Like, I was so scared that they were going to leave that out of the game and that I would just have to think what it might have been, that type of thing. I'll tell you this, though. If I end up winning with the Pate State Freights before NCAA Football 26 comes out, I may do a mini-series of me climbing the ladder as an offensive coordinator, if y'all want to see that. I'll probably put up a poll or something. But anyway, I just wanted to say that because that just sounds like a lot of fun. But anyway, moving on. I think that this is the last thing, but, like, right before we go, I just gotta mention this. The coaching upgrade system, I'm showing a picture somewhere on the screen, but, like, quick question. How does it work? Like, I have no clue what I'm doing, quite honestly. Like, I look at it, and I'm just so confused on so many different levels. Like, it's so weird. Like, I want to take a look at it, and I'm just confused. Like, I can't, what's the word? I can't really get a good feel for it, Like, somebody's going to have to explain that to me whenever the game launches, so that way I'm not completely clueless on what I'm upgrading. So, anyway, that's the video. I had a lot of fun recording this, honestly. Like, this is potentially the most fun that I've had recording a Friday video. So, I'm really excited for this game, as y'all can tell, and I'm really excited to live stream my rebuild of the Pate State Freights. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really excited to do this stuff and be able to walk through it with y'all. So, man, I don't even know. I can't describe it, honestly. Anyway, I have Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok if y'all want to check me out. They're all under the Titans Rundown. And if you want to, you can check out my podcast. I post every Wednesday. If you're a Tennessee Titans fan, then you may want to go check that out because I'll be keeping y'all updated on content throughout the summer and give y'all deep dives on training camp. But anyway, that's going to do it all for me. This has been a rundown of of college football 25. I love y'all. And tighten up.